It's actually
I renege my statement. We are not a pro-drug podcast.
You don't use drugs professionally?
You don't get paid to do drugs?
A professional drug user.
You're an amateur drug user. If you're still paying to do it, I'm still paying other people to do drugs.
Wow. All right.
No, won't stop. The way that I keep to deliver.
SJ.
I'ma make these haters reconsider.
PPC.
I kick back,
Oh,
stay
yeah.
high up for life.
Oh, yeah.
And now I won't stop.
I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try. I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try. I won't stop, I can't stop, even if I try.
All right. Welcome to y'all boys talking, a podcast about improvement. I don't think it's nonsensical anymore, guys. Where each week, we not only talk about bettering ourselves, but how we can help you better yourself by hearing us better ourselves. Who were those guys I was talking about? Well, I'm Joshua Jean-Baptiste.
Frank Hernandez.
Maximo Santana.
And Steve Della Valentina.
The four of us have developed a philosophy called STTT, straight to the top. If I didn't know, what would you tell me that is, Max?
STTT is about dialing 1-800 get to your goals right now at the end of the success infomercial that is your life. It's about calling right now and taking the steps you need to take immediately to get to the top.
Is it toll free?
Absolutely. Hey, actually, some people's toll free, some people cost your whole life, you know? Ask Thanos.
Damn.
All right.
That's just surreal. But I feel like that ages us entirely. Like, I wonder if the audience that skews younger has any idea what the fuck 1-800-COLLACT even means.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kids, you might have to tap now to get straight to the top. But I don't know. That sounds too easy.
My brother and sister listen to this podcast, so they're probably going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
The fuck is that shit? You guys don't know Carrot Top and all those popular commercials from back in the day?
Oh, God. Turtle. You guys remember Dana Carvey?
He's still out there.
So's Carrot Top.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, okay, true.
Acting like these people died, man. No.
As of this recording, Carrot Top's still with us. So
Okay.
My bad,
good.
Carrot Top.
Anyway, what excited you guys this week?
I don't know if I was excited.
Anyway, on that note,
Yeah.
how was y'all weeks, y'all? Did you have fun? Excitement?
It's like
Anyway,
a very
on that
leading
note-
question.
Anyway, on that note, how was your week, y'all? Did anything excite you?
Our dear beloved friend John Singleton, the first African-American ever nominated for Best Director at the Academy Awards, and the youngest person to ever be nominated as well overall, had a stroke and passed away this past week. He made such great films as Boys in the Hood, a classic, Poetic Justice, a classic, Baby Boy, a classic. And he was involved in a lot of other things like Hustle and Flow, a classic. So just a tough time to see him go. He definitely had a lot to continue to offer. Also did Too Fast, Too Furious, a classic.
Which was probably one of the best ones, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
hold on. Well, Josh, you don't.
All right. We're not going to go.
It's a
down
whole
that
separate
route.
conversation we need to have about the Fast and Furious series. But as far as John Singleton goes, classic.
Absolutely. So definitely want to pay respects to a fallen king, John Singleton, who really pushed the art forward and showed a lot of people on screen for the first time that weren't used to seeing themselves on screen. And that's super, super important. Representation is very, very important. So shout out to John Singleton.
Did that excite you? Because I asked what excited you this week. I don't know.
Well, I saw Poetic Justice this week, and I also saw Boys in the Hood, which I was excited to see those movies again. Not for these reasons, but that
okay,
did
not
excite
for.
me.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I was excited to hear
John
that he did.
Singleton.
Yeah.
I would say he did exemplify STTT because of his early rise, and that gives a perfect opportunity for us to give our STTT flowers in our first segment, STTT of the week. Cue sound.
STTT of the week.
Oh, I love that sound. All right. This week, we have a special STTT of the week that goes to a beloved friend that we think the nation and the world should know about, Mr. Jefferson Noel. Frank, tell us all about him.
Well, Mr. Jefferson Noel is a Haitian-American entrepreneur, community educator, former student president at Florida International University, the founder of Barbershop Speaks, where its purpose is to engage in intelligent discussions to enlighten, educate, and empower the community towards a more enriching life, way before LeBron made a show about it.
Big facts.
He's also an author of books such as Powerful Presenting, How to Overcome One of the Nation's Greatest Fears, and his latest book, Go, How to Cross the Starting Line, is coming soon and available to pre-order on his website, jeffersonnoel.com.
He is also a North Miami Beach alumnus, which is our alma mater.
And
shout out to the Chargers.
a member of Troop 3206.
3206.
Of
which was our drama club troop.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here was a part of drama club, so it's good to see. I think I put Jeff on stage for the first time, and well, I did, and I ran into him, and he told me that he wrote about me in his book, and I was like, "Shut up!" And he gave me a copy, and he wrote about me in his book.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
I just like casually, like not casually, but like I needed people to perform, and you know, I gave Jeff the chance to do so because he was so funny, and yeah, that really resonated with him, and actually was, you know, really beneficial in his path of public speaking. I low key teared up, and like gave him a super long hug,
Aw.
and I showed my mother.
You help him get that start, and look where he's gone. So he was delivering like an address at the graduation ceremony for FIU. It's the largest school in South Florida, and there's thousands of people graduating this weekend, and he was on stage there talking to everybody. So this guy, he's making it. He's doing it. He's doing everything, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, that whole Noel clan is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh yeah.
He's just another cog in the great machine of proud Zoes from Miami. Shout out to Jefferson Noel, man.
It's in their last name. They take no L's.
I hope they use that as a part of their marketing material.
Yeah, Steve. You need to be charging for that one. That was a
Yeah,
that's
if
a
I
good
may, I mean, I'm not gonna demand it, but if they would like to donate a perpetuity for the pun, I wouldn't be
perpetuities.
against it.
A puntuity.
one. Oh god.
Well, be careful. It's a legal binding podcast, so
Legally
might
minded
actually
bodies
come
take
into fruition.
25% of the Noels.
Yeah, sorry, Jeff, David, and all the other Noels.
Well, what if they gave you 25% of their no L's and you took 25% less L's? Is that a good deal?
I think so. I would have to see it with my lawyer to assess how many L's I'm already taking and to see if 25% would be worth it.
On that note, shout out to Jefferson Noel. Much props to you for exemplifying STTT. You have our flowers, and we promoting you to keep it going. Rock your Noels, and we hope that your graduation was swell. Well, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Here's a message from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. BRB. Attention. Are you between the ages of 18 and 34? Do you work 20 or more hours a week? Would you describe your room as not messy because you know where everything is? You may be suffering from laundry chair and may be entitled to additional seating. Don't wait. Call 1-800-CHAIR-CHAIR-CHAIR. Once again, don't wait. Call 1-800-CHAIR-CHAIR-CHAIR to see if you qualify for an additional seat in your room. Our specialists are waiting. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to y'all boys talking. We are back for our second segment, our meat and potatoes prime time exclusive. Our official challenge checkup. Challenge checkup! Oh man, that sound is so rad. Max came up with this crazy idea and was like, yo, I wanna challenge y'all to some New Year's resolutions. And we proceeded to follow suit. We each gave each other 3 challenges, and over the course of this podcast, you'll be hearing us have success, have failures, tears, drama, emotion, and all of the fucking things. But here's the catch.
Our 10-year high school reunion is coming up on June 29th, and we must complete all 12 challenges, 3 each, by that time. If we fail, we must speak to our fellow alumni about how we failed ourselves and each other. But
Ooh.
if we complete all the challenges by that time, we will be showing up to this reunion in a Tesla, blasting
a song that supports green energy.
that somehow supports green
New
energy.
Deal, the album.
We haven't figured out what the pro-green rap song will be playing, but it's gonna slap, I promise.
I did some quick Googling, and I was looking for like rap lyrics with Tesla in them. And so it seems like Tyler has something. Jaden
Yeah, Jaden's got
also
a lot.
talks about a
Yeah,
Tesla,
but like,
so-
we want a song that's about being in a Tesla. You know what I mean?
Okay, I thought the
Okay.
purpose of this was to like flex and, look like we're very successful people with a lot of money. So
True.
that should be the theme of the song too.
It needs to be
All
like
right,
we have a lot of
fine.
money and we care about the environment.
I don't
Yeah.
support
Find
I
that
don't
song.
support capitalist
I
rap,
mean, Bill
but it's
Gates has a lot of money and cares about the environment. He
Ooh.
Does he have a rap
okay.
album?
Does he have a mixtape?
He can afford to produce one.
We could just blast lamb talk and then just say Tesla every time he says lamb.
Yeah, we can edit it.
Or we got 2 mixtapers right here. Y'all could make the Tesla ignorant rap anthem that the world really needs. FYI, I'm just saying.
That's
that's
what I was saying, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, that makes too much sense, Max.
All right, let's get into it. Frank, what you got for us?
Ooh-wee. I have 3 challenges. The first one is from Josh to maintain a consistent meditation regimen. The second one's from Steve to try the no S diet, no sweets, no snacks, no seconds for 4 weeks. And the last one was from Max to speak up more at work concerning social issues. I'm going to start with the last one. I typically don't start with this one. So I only had 1 day of work last week, as I'm literally only 2 hours from arriving back in LA from my trip to Miami. So I only had 1 day of work last week, and it was great. And I'm like, nothing's going to show up in that 1 day. But I did get called the name of the other black guy at the office for the 4th time in almost 2.5 years.
Wow.
There. And I was just like, God damn it. It was just like, I was just walking down the hallway. They called that other brother's name. I was like, I'm not turning around for that one because I don't see him in this hallway and I'm the only nigga in this hallway. I was just like, God damn it. And then he got my name correct. I'm like, and I turned around, what's up?
Oh my God. So, okay. They saw what they did. They self-corrected.
And they self-corrected.
Yeah.
All that. But again, this is not the first time this has happened. It's happened a couple other times. And I'm just like, it just, hey, it happens. It happens a little too often with me.
Okay.
But they're new, so they'll figure it out. So that's that. As far as my meditation regimen and the no S diet, this is where things get interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So again, during the course of this podcast, all 14 weeks of it, the rest of y'all boys have all taken vacations. Max, you've gone to Europe. Steve, you got on a couple vacations. Josh, you went to New York. And you've all had to deal with the challenges of like being out of your normal element and trying to keep up your challenges.
Uh-huh.
So as far as these challenges go, I did not meditate at all.
Okay.
So I got 1 out of 7 maxes.
Okay.
Whoa.
I did it the Monday before I left, and none at all. Though, in a positive step, I did do a lot of meditative walking in Miami.
Okay.
Everything's pretty go out here in LA. So I went back to our old stomping ground, Snake Creek, which is a nice little landmark in North Miami Beach. And just walking around it, like no headphones, no nothing, just like going past in places like that. It just, I showed up in the middle of surrender and conscious effort. Like,
What does
I was
that
trying
mean?
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying stuff, but at the same time, I was letting myself just like be.
Mm.
Because the whole idea of doing this meditation thing was to become more present.
Okay.
It's just something that I wasn't doing. And all of a sudden, I just became incredibly present. Like, I was more calm than I've been in ages, in months and months.
Yeah. Would you say?
Just
Do you
like-
feel like you needed the meditation while you were on vacation, or you got that from your walking experiences in those calm, serene areas?
I 100% got them through my calm.
That's what I'm
walking.
saying. Like, it sounded like you still meditated, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't the sitting on your cushion or in a still position. You were in a different way meditating. Absolutely. I would count that
All
as
right.
several.
I would count
nights.
that as
It sounds.
yeah.
You took some time. You cleared your mind. You let yourself think those thoughts. You put yourself in a calm, serene situation. It's got all the makings of meditation, but I could see how it's not the specific habit you had built throughout this whole time, but you did seem to get some of those benefits.
There was
is what it sounds
times
like to
of
me.
your day where you carved out to be present with yourself and the world.
Boom.
That sounds like a
So
max
let's-
to me.
So let's call that a max.
Okay.
Let's call that a couple of maxes.
Cool.
And finally, the no S diet. Now, an interesting thing about going to a place you haven't been to in a while is that everyone that hasn't seen you in a minute can notice the changes in you very quickly.
Yeah.
And a lot of my English-speaking friends, you know, they there's some terms, whether it be different or thick
With 2 C's.
or with 2 C's, you know, those are that. But then I went to go see my uncle on Thursday, to which this is exactly the exchange from me seeing my uncle. It's like, "Hola, Frankie, está gordo," which to those who don't speak Spanish is just like, "Hey, Frankie, you're fat."
That's what family does, man. Let you
And
know.
I'm just like, well, and I'm just like, okay.
All right.
And then the next day, I saw my my mentor. It's just like, yeah, you got fat. Like, I'm just like, you know, the people that care, they know.
Yep.
The people that they didn't cut no corners with me on this stuff. And I both appreciate it and felt some type of way about it. But I wasn't helping myself because I also did not get any maxes from my no S diet.
I'd also like to admit that I am also implicated in this.
Josh was complicit.
I was complicit in Frank.
Oh no.
Me and Frank ate checkers.
Oh,
I
no.
knew it. The one right by the Rome right
Yep,
where you live.
it's a block away from my godfather's place.
Small fries.
I was gonna mention it as a joke, and you know,
I
art
know.
Not real.
imitates life.
Yeah.
We indulged. We went ham on some sushi. Yeah.
We did. We had a lot of sushi.
You know, and you know,
It's just
be-
not bad.
if the listeners haven't guessed, we're actually friends on this podcast. So while me and Frank were on friend time, I was like, oh man, we got to talk about this on the podcast on Sunday.
we gotta, yeah. We can't just.
Gotta acknowledge you had some on purpose failures there. I think
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Hey,
Got-
but it was fun.
Okay.
Yeah, we had good friend time.
Okay.
We had good friend time.
Well,
Though,
Frank, do you know
what
what you're
did
gonna
help-
do next week to amend that?
Not go to
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame, just stop listening now, because this is
you've
skip
had all the
ahead
time.
like 2 minutes. Anywho, so in that movie, Thor gets thick. Thor gets a little thick, because you know, in his spiral of depression, he lost his mother, his father, his best friend, his brother, his entire home planet, his prized hammer, had to take the full force of a star in order to create a weapon, and subsequently failed to kill the Mad Titan, who allowed half of all life in the universe to die. So he's a little messed up. He feels some type of way about it. And for the next 5 years, he just kind of like drowned in his sorrow, because like that quote I found in my book a number of weeks ago, is that the body shows kind of like what's going on mentally, you know? But that particular storyline, not only also being thick, made me feel some type of way, because he also speaks to his mother, who tells him that don't be who you're supposed to be the best version of who you are. I was just like, damn, that's amazing, because it's not just a physical thing he's dealing with. When he gets to the end of the movie and when he gets his hammer and stuff like that, he doesn't immediately lose weight. He's still thick, but he's also worthy. Like, he's still worthy. And with that mindset, he'll get back to where he wants to be. And I feel with that mindset, I'll get back to where I want to be.
You trying to tell us you thick and
know?
worthy?
I'm thick and worthy.
Wow.
Damn
That's
it.
powerful.
I'm thick and worthy.
I believe
all right?
it.
And I can kill Thanos if I feel like it.
I
So, what's the other
don't
one?
know about that one.
So, but I'm back home, so my diet's gonna go back to normal and heading right back to the gym because I don't need any more of this nonsense, especially at the reunion. So crunch time.
All right.
Crunch time.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh.
Josh, what you got?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
So I'm Josh, and I got
You are.
challenges. Steve challenged me to keep a close watch on my finances and develop my fiscal responsibility.
Ooh.
Frank challenged me to keep a consistent workout schedule. And Maximo Santana challenged me to release some music, bonus points if it's with the banjo. And gentlemen, I am actually here to tell you this week was not that good.
What?
That fucking tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great tone. You sound chipper about this.
It's chipper.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I didn't work out at all this week. I just had no inclination to.
0 times?
I had no motivation to. I tried several. I didn't look at my analog. I think that would have kept accountability in action, which is something that I want to do. But that just didn't happen. I did. Well, I worked out once. And that was only because I started my Tai Chi class this weekend.
Hey, yeah, how'd that go?
And it was actually very physically demanding. And I was for 2 hours. So I was actually really. So I worked out once. But going to the gym and doing all that didn't happen. I will say, though, it did open myself up to my body. And I brought a lot of attention to just internal things aside from weight loss. Is just internal awareness of my body. And I hadn't done much, but it was a great opportunity for me to really get inside myself. And I'm equipped to get into the next week back on my regimen.
How many times are you going to go next week?
Guys, I don't want to work out.
No way.
Wow.
You're telling me
It's hard.
you go to the gym and it's not fun every single time? Is that what you're trying to say?
You have Gino.
You're telling me you have people yelling at you the whole time and you're not finding that enjoyable?
Josh, how about this? Why would you want to work out?
Oh.
I want to work out. I'm sorry. This was a moment of despair. I'm gonna get back into it because I looked at myself and I got some definition and I'm looking under there and I'm like, I see what you could be, my nigga. And I look and I'm like, I see what you could be. It's just hard. It's taxing. But this week, my schedule's returned to normal. I'm not planning on going out as much as I did last week because Frank was here. I blame Frank. I'm joking.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. No.
I'm joking.
Now you throwing it on me. You were telling me during our friend time that you're like, tomorrow I definitely gotta go. And I'm like, all right, I believe in you.
As you guys are in line at Checkers, I'm assuming. Yeah.
we were actually eating checkers in the car.
All right, I'm repumping myself up. I'm gonna go back next week. 4 sessions of health-based wellness activities.
Josh, I think there's been many weeks where you've said this, and I think there has to be a point where you either, I don't know, give yourself some consequence or some type of actual pressure to say to commit to the 4 times or however many times you want to commit to. Because if you constantly say, I'm going to do it 4 times next week, and then you constantly not do it, then you might as well just say you're going to work out every single day and then continue to not do it.
Facts.
Make at least you could either tone it down to say 2 to 3 to some realistic number that you will do it to. And if you don't, then you have to give up something, or I don't know. There should be some level of accountability.
How about I do 4 Instagram story posts of me at the gym this week?
That's cool. What are you going to do if you don't make it to 4?
I'm going to donate to the Trump campaign.
No. I think this is way too likely to happen for that to be the consequence.
Wait, yeah. No,
Just being real here. I would hate for that
honestly,
to happen.
Honestly, I
historically
don't want
speaking,
that to happen. So
I don't want it to
if
happen?
I'm binding
All right.
myself to that.
Me neither.
All right.
And you have your whole finances to deal with too. Who are you?
Exactly.
where are you
That's even
donating
more
shit at
pressure
this
for me to
point?
do it.
Okay. So if that's
$5.
okay. Per missed session.
per missed session.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, see,
All right.
see, that's real pressure right there because
sounds like
you're
you got
just
some
gonna,
pressure.
you were probably just gonna be like, oh, it's okay, I don't have to work out at all because I'm just gonna miss one, and then you're gonna get $5. But now each one you miss will be all the more taxing.
Yeah, and if you don't do this and you have to donate some money, then by definition, you will be a Trump supporter.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's facts.
So,
Yeah, didn't want to get political on this podcast, but you know what? If
hey, listen, I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing that he's a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you will be labeled a Trump supporter. And you have to carry that where you
All
go.
right.
All
All right, let's go. Let's go.
legally binding
Let's go.
podcast.
Yeah.
If I
And
do
politically
not,
binding now.
if I do not work out 4 times this week, I have to donate $20 to the Trump campaign.
Okay. So, and again, like before we do that, we don't have to say it's 4. Again, if you did 0 last week, I don't think it's realistic to say all the way up to 4 the week after.
Yeah, you said you were doing 3 for quite
Yeah.
a while.
All
I think that was
right,
kinda working
yeah,
for
3.
you.
But that's why I said 4 sessions of wealth-based activities. Health-based.
All right, cool.
Cool.
What about
You have another Tai Chi thing?
I do.
tomorrow-
I'm gonna
next week?
do it once a week. So I'll go to the
Perfect.
gym
Okay.
3 times.
and then do Tai Chi once?
Yeah, I'll do cardio one day, upper body one day, lower body the next day, and then Tai Chi.
Sounds like a plan. I like this.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
My next goal, finances. I was alright this week. I went out a lot. I was with Frank. We was kicking it. I wasn't frivolously shopping actually. My balance transfer thing went through, so I now have to be more aggressive at paying my higher interest card. I did throw like $20 at it. I'm gonna throw like another $20 at it, and then when the bill is due, I'm gonna pay the full amount. I did buy some stuff though. I bought like a good birthday gift this week. I bought the Lil Nas X record.
And I feel that's the most important
support,
financial thing
yeah.
you could have done.
I did do a couple of like little spendings. I bought hampers with Frank.
yeah.
There was a couple things that I bought this week that I didn't really have to buy. And that's kind of the annoying thing that I'm dealing with myself where I'm just like, I don't need this right now. But I did keep consistent with my payment of my credit card. So I was all right this week. I'll give myself like, I don't know, 3 maxes. And I am aware though next week I am going to be next month I will have an uptick in finances so I can be even more aggressive. So there's that. Last but not least, music. I did not make any music this week. I didn't think about the banjo, didn't even touch it. That's going to change next week because I'm going to start working on my mixtape next week. Period.
What does that look like? What is step
That's
1
going to
to
look like
start
me
working on the mixtape?
making all the beats, solidifying all the beats. That's my goal for this week.
Solidifying
Solidifying
the
all the beats. Yes.
Can we make it like a micro challenge? Can we say like you'll have 2 beats complete? Because saying all the beats is a recipe to just be like, oh,
I will
so many
have
beats to do.
minimum of 2 beats this week.
All right.
And I will gladly broadcast that as well if necessary.
Okay. And if you don't make the beats, you're gonna have
More money towards
no.
the
No, we don't have to do all that.
I'm gonna.
We can definitely just take it at your word.
Okay. All right. Steve,
Yo,
what you got for us?
so as always, I got 3 challenges. Max has challenged me to wait less. Frank wants me to make music, specifically 2 tracks, to which I upped it up to 5. And Josh wants me to journal every single day. And so this week, I'll start with music. And I just had the same creative juices and energies as Josh, and I made nothing. Didn't think about making beats, and I didn't watch any more of the Timbaland videos because I didn't want to get ahead of myself because I want to actually do the lessons that he is providing. It has like few instructions of like, oh hey, you should do this, and then the following lesson you build on top of what you made. So not having done that already, to me it seems unnecessary to watch further without doing the lessons. So for this upcoming week, I will actually try the lesson and start using my voice to layer out and flesh out a song, and I'm excited. I mean, I was gonna do it this week, but just little nooks and crannies of my time kind of got eaten up at the end of every day, and then this specifically, it was a lot of Smash Brothers. Just because
was it like a tournament, or were you just like playing Smash?
No. It was one of my friends, Maui, who we're in a group chat. It's a friend from Miami, and he said, "Hey, I'm down to play." And I was like late at night, so I made a room and I waited like maybe 20 minutes, and then he ended up falling asleep. So I had built up this energy to just smash and like destroy people. So I started playing online, and I didn't go to sleep until like 2 that night. So that was kind of bad. And then we played again. We actually played on Saturday, and then that's like about like 2 hours, to which Max was actually uploading the audio for the previous episode, which I was going to edit, and I told him, no, wait, Max, that's going to slow down the internet.
You're literally holding the podcast.
Oh my
back by
God,
playing Smash
Steve.
Brothers.
Yeah, just
Jesus,
to play.
Steve.
Hey man, I hadn't played in weeks, and it was just
You were
it's
an
a really good
antagonist
game.
to the podcast.
I am, yes. I'm counterproductive. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
All right.
No, yeah.
What about your other challenges?
Yeah. So okay. So I'll get to waiting and not waiting. So in many aspects, from what I've said, it would appear that I waited a lot.
There seems to be some waiting going on.
And it's pretty true, yeah. But I also didn't wait by. I had maybe 2 favors I had to do for some friends. One of which he said, I told him I was going to do it the weekend, but then I did it the day of, because I was just like, I don't want to put it off, and it seemed really easy. And yeah, it was like photoshopping a photo of his dog, which I got really good with like the little hair tool or something. So that was fun. The other one, I thought I was being proactive because I also did it very quickly, but I actually waited a really long time to do that one. That one was something I wanted to do for my friend Ren since like January.
Nice.
That I've like slowly been putting off, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And then when I finally did it, it felt great. So
Weight off the shoulders.
A lot of weight off my shoulders, even though something really small. It was designs for a water bottle for our Smash group. So we're reviewing that, and it's fun and exciting, and I'm glad that I did it. So I did a lot of waiting, as I shouldn't have, but when I finally took action, it felt really good.
It's like 3.5 maxes.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 1, but 3.5, I'll take that. And journaling, I'm happy to say that I journaled every single day of this month, meaning
5 days.
I think it. Yeah,
Okay.
like 5 days.
Not the past 30 days. The past 5 days of the new month.
Yeah, as of the recording of
Yes.
this podcast, 5 days.
Got it.
Correct.
Thank you.
I have not stopped journaling since the first day of May.
Okay, it sounds like you
So-
started a streak right there. I hope you
Yeah,
keep it going.
I got a nice little streak.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the bullet journal is that it insists that you have like a month view, and yeah, it is really a cathartic experience, having two blank pages and then filling out like each single day, and then just kind of previewing what's to come, and it's literally like a clean slate for the month. And so in doing that, I was like, you know what, May 1st, I'm going to do all my habits, which I did. And then the following days, I kept following them, mostly with journaling and making my bed. Those were the 2 that were most important to me. My skincare routine is also important to me, but it kind of comes and goes because I've been showering at work, and I can't really do it there. So Celeste, when you hear this, I'm sorry. I'm going to get back on it more because she's gotten me a lot of things for my skincare, and I'm sure she's gonna be very upset to hear that I'm not doing it every single day.
You're slacking.
Very
Also,
much.
the members of Team Steve.
Yeah, all the members
Yes.
of Team Steve.
Hey, You're right.
Hey,
So
Yeah.
yeah, I know what to do. Just skincare and weight less, and and keep journaling because the journaling is good. Yeah. So yeah, that's my.
all right, Steve, we're
challenges.
keeping a close watch on you.
Yeah.
Do you need to donate to the Trump campaign?
I do not ever want to do that, and
Okay.
I don't think I'm at that point where I need that type of motivation.
All right, we'll see where that mixtape's at next week. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, let's see where the
Oh,
Oh,
guys!
yeah.
Friendly reminder: the reunion's next month.
Yeah, I think we're slowly turning up the heat on each other right about now, since we really want to.
like we
Okay, yeah,
we need to
Yeah.
figure this the fuck out.
Yeah.
yeah. We gotta make
big
beats.
facts.
On that
Max.
note, Maximo Santana,
Hey guys,
ladies
The
and
fourth.
gentlemen, this is a world premiere exclusive.
We were teased this last week.
More explosion.
And,
More explosions.
We got a little
Add
preview
explosions.
during the
Let's
week.
add an orchestral introduction to Max. Max,
Some good old Hans Zimmer.
Max, what you got for us?
I got 3 challenges this week, gentlemen.
Ooh, more horns.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Frank challenged me to write the first 60 pages of my Great American novel. Steve
Uh-huh.
challenged me to get 3 people on the Best Lives model, and
Okay.
Josh challenged me to begin to see a therapist.
Explosions.
So this week, in terms of Best Lives, been helping out somebody start to flesh out their social media strategy, and that's been a lot of fun. But we could not find a time, schedule-wise, to agree on this week, so we didn't get to meet up. But I have been reading a book called Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Frank
Yay.
put me down on that by sending me a link to his Breakfast Club interview. And I said, wow, this is actually right up my alley. So I ordered the book, and I've been reading it for a few weeks now. It's really interesting, and it's talking a lot about how social media networks were engineered and what they're trying to get from people, and how big the disconnect is from what people give to what they get from those channels, which is a lot of what I would love for people to understand. So definitely reading this book is clarifying my ideas as to what people should receive from Best Lives. Although, no, it is not actually putting people on the model. So I'll continue to solidify those times and work with people's schedules to get
Yeah,
that
because
going.
you got a month, buddy.
Oh yeah, got a month.
Yeah, and last week you were fairly confident, like, I'm going to get a second
Yes.
person on this
That did
thing.
not happen.
There's no, there was, where's the second person, Max?
Nowhere to be found.
Okay, 2 months
Cool.
left.
Next challenge, the Great American Novel. So didn't do a ton there. Not gonna lie about that one, buds.
It's like with all the music production and no stats. we've all
Yeah,
been
I
doing
feel like
this
we
week.
all
A whole lot
had
of nothing.
a good old ball drop moment for each of us.
Dropping balls.
Dropping balls, yeah. So
Ball droppers.
Yep. I opened up the document yesterday, and oh my gosh. So I've been doing actually a lot of creative work in a project I have at work. So I feel like all of my creative energy has been going there, and I've had a hard time sitting down, opening up a document, and then putting creative energy someplace else at the end or beginning of the day, unfortunately. And I'll get more into that in my Thorn Rose Bud. But I feel like that's what's stopping me this week, particularly from making progress there. So didn't really do a ton.
What are you gonna do
Next week,
Next week.
I think next week when my roommate JR is back, I'll get to him in the cafe. I feel like that was really powerful last time. He's away on business this.
Yeah, I remember you saying that last week. So this week you'll actually do it.
Yes. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and I can also go to a cafe without him. You know,
Oh,
I heard that's a thing too.
Oh,
that
look,
sounds
it's
like a
exclusive?
problem-solving situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So cafes can go one person
I
at a
heard.
time?
Allegedly, they might have some of those in San Francisco.
Be careful, Max.
It's
I
dangerous.
would want to. Yeah.
All right, I'll
There
scope
might be
it
some
out.
assailants in there.
Yeah, I'll scope it out before I go, but I think I'll be brave enough to enter a cafe on my own.
Okay.
Right.
And lastly, Maximo,
Yes. On Tuesday,
exclusive.
I had my first meeting with my therapist.
Woo!
Mm.
And I mean, guys, it was eye-opening. It was a very interesting experience. learned a lot about myself, and I won't go too into what we talked about in that time, but
Of course, because there's like legal laws and shit.
I mean, yeah, but like if I choose to display, I can say whatever I want. You know, like my therapist
Okay.
can't, but I
Okay,
can.
got it.
Max is not the therapist.
I'm
in
not.
this
Yeah,
story.
I didn't. Unless you wanted me to become a therapist and get.
Oh,
yeah,
become
was
a
that the challenge? I don't think I could do that.
That's my next challenge.
Yeah. So I will say though that I had a great time, kind of selecting a therapist to go to, and I think this therapist kind of meets my criteria. Where he's a first generation American and Cuban dude who just kind of gives off these very grandfatherly vibes. And the office is super comfortable, and it's kind of like what I imagined a stereotypical therapist office to be. You know, it's very comfortable, large chairs all circled around each other to like facilitate conversation. And I just liked the questions he was asking me, and just trying to figure out what I'm trying to get from therapy. So I think it was a very insightful conversation. And even just that process of me speaking about it and figuring out what I could possibly get from the experience was extremely helpful. And it challenged me as well to figure out like where do I need help in my life? Because it certainly ain't nowhere. It certainly isn't the case that I don't need help, right? So figuring out like where can I have this third person look at what I'm doing and then help me out to get closer to my goals. Once I realized like that's something he could do, I was like, oh snap, you mean I don't have to have a mental illness to go see a therapist? And it was incredibly insightful. So
Yeah, man, it's mental fitness, bro.
mental fitness, right? Like you don't have to be fat to go to the gym. You don't have to have a broken arm to go to the doctor. Sometimes you just need a checkup, a tune-up. Sometimes you just got to keep the muscles tight and have someone there to help you do that way, right? Like your personal trainer, it doesn't have to yell at you and tell you, hey, Tubby, you're fat. Go run on that treadmill, right? It could just be like, hey, doing great. Here's how to, slightly tweak your form so that you can get a little bit more lift on that, right? I think that's exactly what he's doing with me right now and trying to figure out exactly what I'm trying to get good at and looking at my form, right? And seeing what I can do to get better. So it was, and also I must say, like I walked out of that appointment like on 10, like walking on sunshine type stuff, right? Like it was very clear to me that I had done something that was gonna pay off so well. Like not immediate, not as soon as I got it. I didn't feel like my life was immediately on track when I left the room, right? But like I understood, like if I keep doing this, if I keep having these conversations with this individual and talking to them about what I'm having a hard time with and taking their kind of advice or just having them listen and see what I'm doing with it, that process in itself is going to lead to better outcomes. Like just being that critical about what I'm doing with my life and taking those positive steps. So that was what I was particularly excited about. I was just not super excited about that one particular session. I was very excited about the future of continuing to go to therapy.
Wow.
Nice.
Man.
Yeah.
When's your next
Cue
session?
applause, please. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Josh, how you feel about
Yeah,
this?
wow,
How you
well,
feel about it happening?
Wow. 14-week max. I'm proud of you. People that have been listening to this podcast from the beginning, you will literally hear Max's hesitation, excuses. This is what this show is about. We are here. And honestly, I got to tell you, Max, you've achieved that goal.
yeah, and I know that like checks the box off the list, but certainly is not. I'm not going to stop with this goal right now. Like it certainly, I can understand the role it can have in my life and why it would be a good idea for me to continue to do this. So honestly, just appreciate you guys for like recommending I do this. And
Well, you mean Josh.
Josh, yes, thank you. Specifically.
Just checking.
So I appreciate it.
Okay. Wow. Wow. In the many L's that floated around in this pool of straight
Oh, jeez.
to the topness.
Hey, man, 2 L's make a W, right?
No, Frank, you can't get on that.
Frank, Frank, don't.
Wave.
No, Josh and I talked about this beforehand. He made a lot of good points. You take the 2 L's.
You guys are probably saying that at checkers.
Yeah, but you guys got 4 L's. So those 2 L's made the W, and then the 2 W's make the L again. So
yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, we are not like Jefferson Noel. We're like Frank and Josh have L's.
All the L's. All L's.
All L's.
Yeah.
But that's fine. It's a part of the journey. And as the heat goes up, the pressure's going to rise, and we going to rise together.
Word.
On that note, that's our challenge checkup. Glad to hear you guys are doing well. Max, kudos to you. We have one more segment coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. BRB.
It's 6 a.m. Aaron did a kickflip and failed. Nikki did one of those internet challenges. And Jeb's Kickstarter has almost reached its goal. Now you know, you tap, you scroll. 8:30 a.m. A celeb just got canceled. Another superhero movie is out, and using the code SAVE gives you 15% off. Now you know, you tap, you scroll. Tapping and scrolling in bed affects us in different ways. If you're doing too much scrolling, think before you scroll. Social media is meant to keep you hooked. Remember, you can log out, delete the app, or delete the account if necessary. Control social media before it controls you.
And we are back. For our final segment, we have our rose, our thorn, and our bud.
Oh, I got my rose, I got my bud, I got my thorn. Here is the rose and the thorn and the bud of the week. I got my rose and my thorn and my bud.
So our rose, our thorn, and our bud is a moment for us to give gratitude for our week. Your rose is something that happened this week that you were really grateful for. Your bud is something that you're looking forward to next week. And a thorn is something that happened this week that was a bit of give me a sound, guys. In your side.
Sounded like various people dying right there. That sounded like.
You don't want that on your side.
The first rosebud thorn this week is gonna go to Steve. What you got?
Yes. I just didn't want to wait. I'm trying to actively start on not waiting. So my thorn this week, I got back into working out with my coworkers, and yeah, I did the insanity thing. After day 2, I realized it was very difficult to walk, as the muscles on my shins and my lower ankles were very tight, and I realized I hadn't been stretching, so I had to stop for the rest of the week just so I can use like a little muscle roller and get it less pain, and yeah, I'm going back in it tomorrow, so it's just been really painful.
They're not booing you anymore.
Yeah, there's been a lot less booing ever since I started going back.
That's a great sign.
Yeah. My rose was going to First Friday in Oakland this past week, and yeah, I realized I hadn't gone in a really long time, and it wasn't so much about like, I guess, going there, because I actually showed up 2 minutes before it ended, and yeah, but in going there and processing the environment, I was like, wow, this is a very lively place. There's a lot of young, hip, cool people. A lot of people seem very interesting, but the rose was the solace I had in just seeing this ocean of energy and people that, you know, if I were in a different place, I would be maybe more inclined to be like all everywhere and just trying to, you know, maybe dive deeper into, you know, finding new people and, you know, bumping into someone that I would want to connect with. But I have Celeste, and she's all I'd ever want. And, you know, just it was very easy to not have to worry about a single person there, just enjoying the moment and the energy as a whole. And yeah, it was a very peaceful realization I had in that. And conversely, my bud is she's coming to visit for about a week this Wednesday. And, that's always like an easy bud, but, there's already some new things that I want to show her. Like, she's never gone to a Smash Brothers tournament, so that'll be very interesting.
Oh, man.
Thing
Your
to
babe
show
about to
her.
see you in your element.
Oh, me take some L's, but in
Gonna break
in a
out the
good
gold
way.
coat.
Oh yeah, the gold coat. Pull out all the stops. No, I'm a lot less flashy now since I don't play as competitively. But yeah, just introduce her to some friends. Finally, take her to see the Golden Gate Bridge, because the first time I attempted, it was extremely foggy and she wasn't feeling that well. So the weather's a lot nicer now, and so she'll
Take
see
two.
the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah, take two. So
That's
that's my week.
What you got for us, Frank?
All right. So I came back from Miami. Got a thorn rose in a bud. So my biggest thorn has nothing to do with Uber Eats, but everything to do with Uber. Now, Josh being the exception, as the only person I know in Miami who has a car right now, but every other person that I know in Miami right now does not have a car and or could not give me a ride.
What?
So I had to Uber everywhere.
Uber everywhere.
At the
Sounds
Uber
pricey.
everywhere, and boy, did those dollars like pile up real quick. I Ubered to the airport. I Ubered to Pembroke Pines.
Ooh.
I Ubered. For Lauderdale to Miami. The distance it would take for me to go to my best friend's place. So now that Carlin has officially moved to the UK as of last Thursday. I remember back in the day just like walking that or taking my bike that distance, but it's also a $6 Uber ride, and having to do that a couple times back and forth has just been incredibly annoying. And I haven't even looked at my bank account. I know I have the money for it. I'm sure I can pay it off, but just how much I had to rely on that in my time over there was the biggest in my side. My rose was that trip in Miami was basically the biggest RemCon ever. Now, RemFest is something that we created a number of years ago when it was like basically just having a trip of nostalgia.
It was a nostalgia fest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, just like old work that we've done and things that were just like going back and looking fondly at things like that. So we call that RemFest. But this trip was RemCon. This was the biggest convention of nostalgia that I possibly could have gotten. I haven't gone to Miami in like a serious way in, I think, over 4 years. So going back and then like going through old like notebooks and like things that we created, as well as seeing my mentor and like hanging out with my friend Kevin and Carlin, and just like really just like being there, like really
Back
just
for the
being
first time.
Back for the first time, like being all that. I also like to include a bonus rose for to meeting my buddy Kevin's daughter Anna, who is like the top 3 baby in my baby power rankings, easily clean number 3.
Wow.
Yeah, she's 9 months old and like the most adorable, like fresh human, that I've met.
Right off the
And-
vine.
Fresh.
Yeah.
fresh human. So like I'm really excited for Kevin and his wife Melissa, and like I'm really excited to be Tio Frankie to a wonderful child. So I'm really excited for that in the future. And speaking of the future, my bud is I'm back in LA. I'm back in LA and I'm back to work. All the meditative stuff that Miami brought me just brought me back to my senses that I love what I do. I would not be in LA, I would not be in California if I didn't love this with everything that I have. And where a lot of my anxiety and my panic came from was that I wasn't living up to the work and the bar that I set for myself in this field, because I know how I can do it. But the fact that I've been slacking has been something that's bothered me for a long time. So 2 weeks ago, I really got right back into it. I took a week in Miami to really just kind of refresh, and now I'm back and ready to kick some ass. So that's what I'm really excited for this week.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Max, what you got?
I got a thorn, I got a rose, I got a bud. My thorn is that I've been put on this project at work to develop an e-learning course, which is like not in the top 50 list of things I like doing. And it's the first one I've had to develop over there. So I'm just straight up not good at it. And it's been hard because I've had to ask for a lot of help and had a lot of review sessions and asked for a lot of different people to take a look at it and help me figure out how to make this thing work. So I've been like the little baby that's just like taking steps, falling over and be like, somebody kiss my boo-boo, help me out, right?
Do you feel fresh?
I feel like a fresh baby. I hope I'm top 3 babies at the company. So it's just been taking a lot of effort on my part to like make something that works. And of course, a lot of effort just to reach out and ask for help as well. And that's something I've been learning more and more how to do recently. So
Sounds like
glad
you've
I'm put
been
into a
e-learning.
position where I have to do that. But it is really, 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 really difficult for me.
Take that out when you
Yeah.
edit, by the way. That was a bad joke.
Thank you. My rose is that plátano is in season right now. And you can walk into any grocery store in the Bay Area in California, I imagine, and there's going to be plantains right there for you. So just on the way home from work, I'll pick up 1 or 2, pop them in the oven, fry them up, do whatever I want. There's just plátano everywhere, which for a Dominican is like raining gold.
Pam, parang, kang, 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 karang, kang, kang.
What instrument is that?
That's the sound of the plátanos falling to the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is.
Plátano on a hot tin roof. Yeah, it's a Dominican classic.
It's a Palantano bonanza.
Yes. But I really like the therapist that I would see on Tuesday. So I'm again very excited about that relationship going further and learning a lot from there. But furthermore, I think my session this week kind of just helped ground me and put what I'm trying to do with my life into perspective, and it put a lot of the problems I'm having into perspective as well. And whereas I really felt like a lot of these problems wouldn't be happening to other people, it really made me realize like, oh yeah, like these are the problems that are likely to happen for someone trying to do these things. And it made me feel a lot less alone in the whole situation. And I'm curious to see where it all goes from here too. So
Ooh.
definitely happy about
Ooh.
Max
What a
go to therapy dividends. Look at that shit.
that. Yes.
What a glowing light of progress you are, Maximo Santana.
Thank you.
Josh, what you got? I have a rose, I have a thorn, I have a bud. My thorn this week is that I deleted all of my dating apps. I'm done.
That's your thorn? This is a bad
Sounds
thing?
pretty good.
It was a thorn because
Uh-huh.
I realized how much it was affecting me, and I thought it wasn't. And it was. There
Oh,
were
it
some
definitely
fucks
does.
that were hemorrhaging in that region, and I was giving fucks that I don't think required fucks. I got
Wait,
another
like
rejection
literally,
and-
or
Oh,
or
Huh?
you mean like
yeah, when you
what
say
kind of-
fucks.
yeah, do you mean-
no literal fucks. I mean metaphorical fucks.
The care,
The care,
the
the
time
amount
and
of
effort that you
me.
put towards it.
Yeah, I was like, it's just affecting my soul. So that was annoying. So I was proactive about it, and I deleted all the apps.
Good.
Now I'm gonna try to be set up on blind dates by people. So
You sound
anybody
excited.
listening,
Yeah, because you brought this up last week. Because you deleted everything but Hinge.
and that's
but
gone
you-
too. That's gone.
You
Everything's
said you
gone.
got rid of that one as well.
I told myself if I'm gonna be productive within the next 2 months, I need to cut out video games or dating, and I swiftly picked video games over dating because
that
that's more
Overwatch is
cheap
not gonna
and
play
that's more
itself.
manageable.
Okay.
My bud was this week was that my dog Frank came.
Hey,
My dog Frank was here, and Frank came during a week of things that I would have not been doing that I don't normally do. Like there was this one party that I've been trying to hit up for like a month now, and all of a sudden I got invited to like an after party at that party. There was like a Haitian heritage event, and Frank was there to witness that too. And there was like a huge conga line. It was amazing. I was like so energized and so Haitian after that. And then like I had a screening for my TV series this week that Frank was here. So Frank came at a week where there was a lot of unexpected things happening, and it was awesome that he was here to just like witness that. It was really awesome. I appreciated that. Now I'm not going anywhere next week. So stay in my black ass home.
All right.
My bud is that there is one event that I will be attending. It's like a dinner of who's who people apparently. A buddy of mine that I know, I socialize with, was like, yo, there's a dinner I want to invite you to, and there's a couple people that I want you to meet. And I was
Did he
like,
say it so sensually like that?
no, he
Hey,
didn't. But
did it become an ASMR version?
Yeah.
of
No,
this?
no,
Hey,
he
man,
did not.
what are you doing?
But it should be interesting to be around a bunch of people that he thinks that I should meet.
A bunch of like-minded creatives out here trying to change the
Yeah,
world.
it seems that kind of vibe. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. Well, on that note, it looks like there's another profound, successful episode of Y'all Boys Talking to be added to the Pantheon. As usual, we really appreciate you listening. Tell your friends, tell your dogs, tell your cats if they understand human speech. If not,
Mine
just
do.
play it for them.
Your
Rumor
cat has
it
a
that it
phone.
soothes their
That's
soul.
really impressive. And we would like to interview that cat next week on Y'all Boys Talking.
Yeah. And if you really want to be a fan, just mute your speakers right before you go to sleep and play episode 1 on loop over and over and over. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, that might
I don't
actually.
think Spotify or
don't-
any of the other
yeah,
platforms
don't do that.
appreciate that. So let's not incriminate ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks again. We love you all. Have a great, successful, productive week to the top. Bye, Felicia.
We got a couple shout outs that we want to give. Shout out to Gino Music for making the theme song. The song is called Won't Stop. Eddie and Lewis for making the interstitial music and giving us the good vibes. Follow along with our challenges at y'allboystalkin.com. Subscribe to us via iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and SoundCloud. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Y'all Boys Talkin'. New episodes every week.